Today was small and beautiful. No thunder rolled, no skyline changed. Just a little coffee in a quiet room, and all my thoughts grew less afraid. The chair was old, the music low, the sky a faded peaceful gray. And somehow that was all it took to make my heart unclench today. I think I've been too hard on living, too eager for a brighter scene, as if every worthy day had to arrive polished and clean. But today came plain and humble, with tired eyes and gentle breath, and still it held enough soft wonder to loosen something in my chest. Maybe beauty doesn't need a grand entrance to be real. Maybe it just needs a heart finally willing to feel. Today was small and beautiful, and I don't wanna lose that truth, that a quiet hour can save a soul more than all the noise can do. Today was small and beautiful, and I will keep it close tonight, like a little folded note of peace, like a pocket full of light. The sunlight touched the sugar jar, someone softly closed a book. The woman near me smiled into her tea with the gentlest grateful look. And in those tiny human gestures I felt a kinship I can't explain, like all of us are just trying to find a warm place from the rain. Maybe that is why this moved me, not because the day was rare, but because it showed me plainly how much goodness lingers there, in cups and coats and softened voices, and room for silence, room for grace, in the fact that no one had to know me for this hour to hold my face. So let the moment stay unremarked, I'll be the one who understands how deeply life can reach us through the simplest of its hands. Today was small and beautiful, and I don't wanna lose that truth, that a quiet hour can save a soul more than all the noise can do. Today was small and beautiful, and I'll keep it close tonight, like a little folded note of peace, like a pocket full of light. And when tomorrow asks for courage, I will borrow some from here, from this humble shining afternoon that made the hard world disappear. Not forever, just enough to help me breathe and carry on, because sometimes small is powerful and simple things are strong. Today was small and beautiful, I finally saw as it was, not a filler between bigger stories, but a story made of love. Today was small and beautiful, and I thank the sky above for teaching me an ordinary day can still be more than enough. I had waited for a life that looked brighter than my own, for the kind of perfect moment people frame in gold at home. But today I found a different kind of richness in the rain, in a cafe seat, a quiet drink, and nothing much to explain. The table didn't promise magic, the sky stayed softly overcast. The hours moved with humble mercy, not too quick and not too fast. And in that gentle even rhythm. I felt a peace I'd never named, the kind that doesn't change your whole life but makes one day feel safe. Maybe I was asking beauty to arrive, too dressed in light, when it has always been this simple, this near, this right. This was enough for one good day, enough to rest, enough to stay, enough to let my tired heart unclench and drift away. This was enough for one good day, not everything but deeply true. And sometimes that is more than all the bigger dreams can do. A warm mug against my fingers, the low piano in the air, someone reading by the window, someone brushing back their hair. 1,000 little human moments moving quietly in place, and I for once not reaching past them but meeting them with grace. I think this is what peace is made of, not absence, not the end of pain, but room enough inside the body to feel the day without the strain. And if tomorrow asks for courage, I may not have a lot to spare, but I will have this afternoon like a lantern burning there. So let the hours stay ordinary, I no longer need disguise. I know now the plainest mercy can still make something rise. This was enough for one good day, enough to rest, enough to stay, enough to let my tired heart unclench and drift away. This was enough for one good day, not everything but deeply true. And sometimes that is more than all the bigger dreams can do. One good day won't fix the story, won't erase the ache or fear, but it can place a little sweetness where the soul can keep it near. And that is no small thing, that is no light gift to lose, to find one day that fits the heart like a coat the weather chose. This was enough for one good day, and I will thank it as it goes for all the quiet ways a simple life can still unfold like rose. This was enough for one good day, and tonight I understand. Sometimes peace is only this, a warm cup in your hands. Nothing special, everything good, that's the kind of day this is. No dramatic turn, no headline sky, just a quiet room and a little peace. The coffee's right, the chair is kind, the music stays beneath the air. And for once I'm not asking this moment to become more than what is there. I used to mistake calm for emptiness, thought stillness meant there was something wrong. But now I know a gentle hour can carry more than noise ever could. A little laugh from the next table, the clink of ice in someone's glass, the way the clouds move off so slowly, like they don't need to rush past. And maybe neither do I. Maybe I can skate this more and let a simple, unremarkable day be beautiful after all. Nothing is special, everything good, that's the song Echoes and unanswered messages, dreams that wait and plans delayed. There are parts of me still healing from the weight of all I couldn't save. But none of that erases this, the comfort of a steady breath, the holy little pause that comes when life is ordinary and blessed. A woman at the counter humming, a child outside in a yellow coat, the smell of bread, the fading rain, a light of light across my nose. I think I finally understand why some hearts choose the quiet route, because peace doesn't always shout for love. Sometimes it simply lives it out. So let me not despise the mildness, let me not rush past the plate. There is wisdom in a day that asks for nothing but my gaze. Nothing special, everything good, that's the song I wanna sing. For the days that don't explode with color, but still hold everything. Nothing special, everything good, soft enough to miss if I fight through. But tonight I'm wide awake to how the smallest pieces too. I don't need every hour to prove itself with fire. I just need one honest place where my soul can sit and weep. And if this is all today becomes a chair, a song, a cup, a room, then let me call it beautiful and not a thing less. Nothing special, everything good. I'll keep repeating it like prayer for the life that grows most faithful in the unnoticed air. Nothing special, everything good, and now I know that this is grace, the kind that comes without announcement, and life's an ordinary phase. Nothing special. The morning leans against the glass, a silver sky, a city passing slow. And I am here with both my hands wrapped around a cup I barely hold. The table by the window creaks, the kind it always did when you would smile. And for a second in the cloud above, I almost saw you stay a little while. The barista calls another name, a stranger turns the door, lets in the cold. And all the little ordinary sounds become the place where I still hear your soul. I never meant to keep these scenes, I never meant to learn them by their ache. But every small familiar thing becomes a shape that only you could make. And I know the world keeps moving, cups are filled and emptied out, but some hearts leave a light behind that never really fades. Somehow your name is in the steam above my coffee, your shadow in the chair across from me. You're gone, but in this quiet little corner, you still arrive so tenderly. And every breath the winter window gives me, every soft song pouring through these streets, brings you back in ways I cannot measure, like a memory learning how to breathe. Your name is in the steam. Your name is in the steam. The spoon turns circles in my cup like time, pretending it can smooth the disappear. They only settle deeper as they last. Your laugh still lives inside my mind. It rises warm when all the room is gray. And though I tell myself you're far, my heart still sets a place for you each day. The light slips golden on the floor. The hour grows soft and nearly afternoon. And in the hush between two songs, I feel the distance bend a little soon. I should have known that love like ours would find 1,000 quiet ways to stay. Inside a chipped ceramic cup, inside the rain, inside the pale cafe. I can almost hear you speaking through the clinking cups and chairs. And every little pause around me sounds exactly like your care. Your name is in the steam above my coffee. Your shadow in the chair across from me. You're gone, but in this quiet little corner, you still arrive so tenderly. And every breath the winter window gives me, every soft song pouring through these streets, brings you back in ways I cannot measure, like a memory learning how to breathe. Your name is in the steam. Your name is in the steam. Maybe love was never meant to vanish when the story ends. Maybe it becomes the silence that a lonely room still understands. Maybe every cup I'm holding carries what I could not say. And maybe you are closer now than distance ever lets me name. Your name is in the steam above my coffee, still rising where the morning meets my skin. And though I know I cannot turn and find you, I feel you like the light coming in. So I will sit beside this little window, let the city blur and let the old heart speak. Because love can leave and still remain here, soft as warmth on tired cheeks. Your name is in the steam, and somehow it still comforts me. There's an empty chair across the table, and I keep looking up like you might come, with your coat still wet from outside rain, your careless hair, your half undone smile. The room is full, but I'm somewhere else, inside the quiet we once used to share, where even silence had a little pause, because you used to breathe your warmth in there. I order what you always loved, though you were never here this time of year. And every little habit I forgot returns the moment no one else is near. A couple by the counter laughs, a record spins a dusty velvet tune, and somehow in the middle of it all my heart still leaves the seat for you. I tell myself it's only wood and shadow, just a chair and just a borrowed hour, but memory can turn the smallest objects into something full of power. There's an empty chair across the table, but it holds the shape of everything we were. All the words that live between our fingers, all the gentle ways your eyes could stir. And I know you're not walking through that doorway, I know some roads don't circle back again, but love still sits so close beside me in the space where you had been. The afternoon begins to fade, the glass is painted amber by the sun, and still I sit with all these fragments of a life that ended before it was done. You used to trace the rim of cups when something deep was hard to say, and I would watch your quiet hands as if they held the weather of the day. Now all I have are echoes left, the kind that settle softly in the chest, not speak, because some ghosts are made of kindness and some losses still feel sweet. There's an empty chair across the table, but it holds the shape of everything we were. All the words that live between our fingers, all the gentle ways your eyes could stir. And I know you're not walking through that doorway. I know some roads don't circle back again, but love still sits so close beside me in the space where you had been. Maybe one day I will sit here and not search every sound. Maybe one day this remembering won't feel like sinking down. But even then I'll keep this corner like a photograph inside my soul, because not all absence is empty, and not all endings let love go. There's an empty chair across the table, and tonight I let it be what it has been, a place where all our unfinished tenderness still rests beneath my skin. I won't ask the room to give you back now. I won't ask the past to change its mind. I'll just hold this quiet like a blessing and leave the empty chair in light. And leave the empty chair in light. The coffee's dark and slow this morning. The window fogs and pale blue lines, and every color in this cafe somehow turns into your eyes. The wooden floor, the amber lamps, the gray coats hanging by the door, all of it carries your reflection more than anything before. I came in just to clear my head, to disappear into a borrowed tune, but memory is in the smallest details, and today it found me too soon. The napkin under my trembling hand, the quiet hum of an old machine. All these tiny passing things become the place where you are seen. And I don't know how love survives inside these ordinary days, but it paints the world with traces that my heart still can't erase. My coffee tastes like the color of you, warm and a little bittersweet, like sunlight caught in a winter room, like old love learning how to keep. And every sip pulls me closer to the version of us I still carry through, 'cause even this quiet cup in my hands has the color of you. Ooh. I hear your voice in soft piano, I find your hands in the afternoon, I feel your kindness in the way this little room makes space for wounds. The world goes on in gentle noise, a chair pulled out a low goodbye, but somewhere underneath the day your memory keeps me warm inside. I thought the time would wash you out like rain dissolving chalk from stone, but it's not so easily moved. It lingers even when alone. It lingers in the scent of roses. like all the words we never finished, still glowing underneath the blue. And though the room will close this evening and strangers take the seats we knew, I'll leave with warmth still in my chest, because today looked like you too. Every time the cafe doorbell rings, my heart forgets what time can do. It rises up before I stop it, with that old reflex meant for you. A crow walks in, a scarf, a face, a pair of eyes I almost know. And for a breath the room goes silent, with all the things I never showed. I used to laugh at little habits, how love can train the soul to turn toward one voice among 1,000, toward one flame among the burn. Now here I am inside that lesson, counting every bell, every entrance light, finding your outline in strangers who disappear back in the night. I don't chase them, I don't call out, I just let the hope arrive. Sometimes the heart moves first, before the mind can tell it why. When the doorbell rang, I thought it was you, walking through the cold into this room, bringing all the warmth I used to know, like spring in the middle of June. When the doorbell rang, I remembered how love can live in simple cues, sound of someone entering, and the wish that it was you. The rain begins beyond the window, the street lights bloom in yellow halos, and every person shaking off the weather feels like part of our old world. You used to brush the water from your sleeve, smile like the storm and made you glow, sit down and warm your hands on mine, as if the room had learned to hold us close. There are 1,000 lives around me, all of them arriving, all of them leaving, and I am one more quiet woman with a cup and a heart still healing. But even healing has its echoes, even peace can carry trace, and mine still turns toward every doorway, hoping love has found its place. So let the bell keep singing, let the door keep opening wide. Some longings do not need an answer to remind us we were alive. When the doorbell rang, I thought it was you, walking through the cold into this room, bringing all the warmth I used to know, like spring in the middle of June. When the doorbell rang, I remembered how love can live in simple cues, in the sound of someone entering, in the wish that it was you. Maybe someday I will hear it, and only hear a door, but not tonight, not in this weather, not with your ghost upon the floor. Tonight I let the tender foolishness be part of what is true, because I'd rather feel too deeply than forget I once loved you. When the doorbell rang, I thought it was you, and for a moment there was enough to feel the heart still reach for light, to feel the ache still made of love. So let the city close around me, let the rain keep drawing blue. I'll stay a little longer by this window, listening for the sound I left my coffee half finished, the way I leave some thoughts unsaid. The foam went thin, the warmth went fading, just like the words inside my head. There was a song I meant to tell you, a line I wanted you to hear, but distance built its quiet walls before the sound could travel clear. The room was soft with evening light, the kind that makes the wooden tables glow. And I was trying to act unbroken while the rain traced silver on the road. I watched my reflection in the window blur with every passing car, and wondered if you ever miss me the way the night misses a star. I'm not shattered, just unfinished, not undone, just pulled apart like a cup still holding warmth and a room still holding heart. Have a cup, have a heart, that's how I'm sitting here tonight. One part learning how to let go, one part reaching for the light. Have a song, have a prayer, have a word still living in the dark. I smile for the room, but underneath it I'm half a cup, half a heart. The barista wipes the counter down, a chair is lifted, someone says goodbye, and I remain inside this little pause where memory and silence tie. You were never loud with loving, you were the kind that moved like air, gentle enough to fill a room without demanding to be there. Maybe that is why you linger, not as thunder, not as flame, but as the ache in ordinary moments when everything still says your name. A spoon against a porcelain edge, the smell of coffee, wool and rain. These are the simple human things that make old love return again. And though I know I can't go backwards, some evenings ask me not to run, but sit beside the quiet pieces until they soften one by one. Have a cup, have a heart, that's how I'm sitting here tonight. One part learning how to let go, one part reaching for the light. Have a song, have a prayer, have a word still living in the dark. I smile for the room, but underneath it I'm half a cup, half a heart. Maybe healing doesn't happen all at once or clean and clear. Maybe it comes in tender fractions of breath, a song, a staying here. Maybe being half is still enough to carry love and still move on. Maybe broken things can hold more light than those untouched and strong. Have a cup, have a heart, but both are warmer than before, because even in the ache I'm learning how to open one more door. Have a loss, have a hope, half the night and half the spark, and somehow in this little cafe I am more than my half heart. The soft light on your side of the table, for nobody's sitting there tonight. And I keep thinking how the evening still remembers where you like the light. You always chose a seat by the window, never too near, never too far, where the city moved behind the glass like quiet cinema in the dark. I ordered slow and sat down gently, as if I might disturb what's left. The tiny ghost of conversation, the shape of comfort, the weight of breath. And And all at once the room grew tender, the way it did when you would smile, like every ordinary object had been waiting all the while. It's strange how places keep a person after footsteps fade away, how a little pool of light can hold a whole unfinished yesterday. There's soft light on your side, and it still falls like you belong here, like love is not a thing that leaves, but something rooms remember. There's soft light on your side, and I can feel it on my skin, like all the warmth you gave. This world is finding me again. Outside the traffic hums in low notes, inside the cups and silver sing, and in between those quiet layers I hear the trace of everything. You never needed grand confessions, you loved in smaller, steadier ways. The warm hands wrapped around them up through listening eyes and patient stays. I miss the ease that lived around you, the way my storms would settle down, the way a crowded noisy world felt suddenly gentle when you were around. And though I know the hours changed us, those seasons turn without our say, there is still mercy in this corner, there is still light that knows your name. So I won't run from this remembering, I'll let it rise and let it rest, because some sorrows come as blessings when they're carried softly in the chest. There's soft light on your side, and it still falls like you belong here, like love is not a thing that leaves, but something rooms remember. There's soft light on your side, and I can feel it on my skin, like all the warmth you gave. This world is finding me again. If you could see me now, you'd say the same old tender thing, to breathe, to stay, to trust the dark will always break for morning. So I will keep this little table as a place where grief turns smile, and where the light that once held you can still hold me a while. There's soft light on your side, and tonight I let it be enough. Not a promise of return, just proof that what we had was love. There's soft light on your side, and when I rise to leave this place, I'll carry some of it within me, warm as your remembered grace. The table by the window knows us, even after all this time. It keeps the same small scratches in the wood, the same pale stain from your red wine. And I know that sounds like foolishness, to think a table could recall the way your fingers tapped in rhythm, or how your laughter filled the walls. But love leaves marks on ordinary things, not always where the eye can see. Sometimes in the way a room falls quiet, sometimes in the way it shelters memory. So here I am beneath the evening, watching buses blur in yellow rain, and the table by the window makes me feel your heart again. I thought I came for coffee, for a song, for some peace of mind, but maybe I came to meet the part of me you never really left behind. At the table by the window, I can still become the girl I was, the one who leaned into your silence and trusted every pause. At the table by the window, the whole world softens into view, and every passing light reminds me empty out until only tenderness remains. I remember how you looked at storms, not with fear but with a kind of awe, as if even broken weather was just another form of love. I try to learn that from your memory, to let the heart be deep but kind, to let the aching be a teacher instead of something I must hide. And maybe that is why I'm here now, not only to remember but renew, to find the woman I was becoming when I was loved by you. No, I don't need the past return to me, I only need this hour to say that what we had still carries beauty, even though it could not stay. At the table by the window, I can still become the girl I was, the one who leaned into your silence and trusted every pause. At the table by the window, the whole world softens into view, and every passing light reminds me how beautiful it was with you. One day maybe I'll sit here smiling without the ache beneath the song, but even then I'll bless this corner for teaching me where I belong, because love does not grow smaller just because it changed its form. Sometimes it becomes the quiet place that helps a tired heart stay warm. At the table by the window, I am lonely, yes, but not alone. For every gentle thing you gave me still lives somewhere I call home. At the table by the window, I'll lift my cup and breathe the blue, and thank the light, the rain, the evening for letting me remember you. Letting me remember you. There's a song between two sips of coffee, between the first warmth and the fading foam, a melody that sounds like old affection, like missing someone softly on your own. It starts when the room is barely waking, when spoons and quiet shoes begin to move, and somewhere in the middle of that stillness, my heart remembers how it moved with you. You were never loud with saying, but your silence had a tender beat, a kind of music I could lean into when the world felt hard beneath my feet. Now every little pause in this cafe feels like a verse I never got to keep, and every breath above my cooling cup becomes a note too warm and deep. I don't sing out loud, but something in me hums, and all the things I could not hold come back as what this room becomes. There's a song between two sips, a heart between two quiet hands, a whole love story in the silence no one else would understand. There's a song between two sips, and it rises every time I breathe, soft and low, then all at once it opens like the sea. The hours pass in amber layers, the window grows dim, the sky turns rose, and still that hidden little chorus moves beneath a life no one else knows. A woman laughs near the counter, someone turns a page, someone leaves, and all the ordinary motions sound like strings beneath my grief. But grief is not the whole of it, there's sweetness folded in it too. Because to miss you is to prove I held something rare and true. And even if the song is aching, even if it breaks before it ends, it carries what your love once taught me, that tenderness can still defend. So let the melody keep building, let it gather in my chest, until this quiet little longing becomes something like blessed. There's a song between two sips, a heart between two quiet hands, a whole love story in the silence no one else would understand. There's a song between two sips, and it rises every time I breathe, soft and low, then all at once it opens like the sea. If I could write the sound of losing without turning it to stone, I would write this room in twilight and the courage of being alone. I would write the warmth still staying in a cup gone nearly cold. I would write your ghost as music, the gentlest thing I've ever known. There's a song between two sips, and tonight I let it sing through me, not to bring you back, but to remember how love once made me free. There's a song between two sips, and I'll carry it when I leave, a little cafe hymn for old affection, still breathing under me. This corner still knows you, the lamp, the shelf, the chipped blue vase, the small round table in the back where evening used to touch your face. I walked in hoping just for quiet, for somewhere warm to hide a while, but every inch of this old cafe remembered how you used to smile. The menu changed, the paint is lighter, there's a new song spinning overhead, and yet beneath the fresh rearranging, something old remains instead. Maybe places have their own hearts, maybe walls can keep a trace, because every time I sit right here I feel your kindness fill the space. No one else can see it, but I don't need them to. Some truths are held in atmosphere, and this one still feels you. This corner still knows you, still keeps your warmth inside the air, still turns the noise of crowded evenings into something like a prayer. This corner still knows you, and somehow that is helping me, 'cause when the world forgets too quickly, this little room still sees. I think of all our unfinished talking, all the nights we let the silence glow, all the times you looked straight through me and loved the parts I wouldn't show. You taught me gentleness was stronger than the hard defenses I had learned, that a soft voice in the right moment can keep a whole heart from being burned. Now I sit with that in pieces, not broken, only rearranged, trying to become more open in a world that's always changed. And in this corner I can do it, I can let the memory ache and mend, because the room escape, but as a light I get to know this corner still knows you, still keeps your warmth inside the air, still turns the noise of crowded evenings into something like a prayer. This corner still knows you, and somehow that is helping me, 'cause when the world forgets too quickly, this little room still sees. I used to think that healing meant erasing every trace, but maybe it means learning how to walk with grace through what remains. Maybe the heart grows wiser when it stops resisting truth and lets one beautiful place go on remembering for you. This corner still knows you, and tonight I'm thankful that it does, for all the ways a simple room can witness what was love. This corner still knows you, and when I rise and step outside, I'll carry that remembering like a lantern through the night. Stay a little in my mind tonight, like the last warmth in a porcelain cup, like the final gold across the floor before the city lights come up. I don't need more than that, no miracle, no second try, just one soft hour where memory doesn't hurt too much to hold inside. The cafe breeze in low blue shadows, the closing time is drawing near, and every gentle sound around me makes your absence feel sincere. Not cruel, not sharp, just deeply human, the kind of missing love can make, when what you had was full of kindness and therefore harder still to break. So don't come back in thunder, don't return in fire or rain, just stay a little in my mind, like warmth that doesn't strain. Stay a little in my mind, in the hush between the chords, in the steam above my coffee, in the tenderness I can't ignore. Stay a little in my mind, not to keep me in the past, but to remind me something beautiful was here and meant to last. I have survived the louder sorrows, the nights that pulled the breath from me, but this quiet kind of longing is its own strange gravity. It doesn't shout, it doesn't shatter, it simply sits beside my skin, asking nothing but a moment to be welcomed in again. And maybe I can do that now, maybe I'm strong enough to stay, to let the old light visit me without giving the whole heart away, because love was never my undoing, even when it left me changed. It was the proof I had been open, the proof without asking to remain, because some hearts leave with mercy and some losses still feel warm as rain. Stay a little in my mind tonight, like a lamp that glows before the dawn, like a hand once held so gently that the feeling lingers on. Stay a little in my mind, then drift softly when you must. I'll finish up this cooling coffee and carry you as dust and trust. The kettle sings, the window breathes, the pale sun lays itself across the room. And nothing grand is happening here, just light, just air, just morning bloom. The chair is warm, the coffee's sweet, my tired hands are finally still. And in this ordinary little hour, the world feels softer than it will. No fireworks above the rooftops, no sudden answer from the sky. Just the quiet grace of being here, before the noise, before the drive. A spoon against a cup, a gentle hum, the floorboards holding golden lines. I used to call these moments nothing, now I think they saved my life. Baby, joy was never louder than the small things I walk past. Maybe peace was always waiting in the minutes I thought wouldn't last. Slow morning light falling on the table like a blessing, making all the simple things feel holy in the resting. Slow morning light, show me how to want this day, not for all it promises, but just because it came. The city has not fully woken, there's mercy in the quiet street. A bicycle, a distant engine, soft footsteps on the concrete. I breathe into the space around me, I let my shoulders lose their weight. And for the first time in a long time, I am not racing with the day. There was a time I only noticed what was missing, what was far. I measured life by bigger moments, by brighter rooms and louder stars. But now I see the grace in slowness, the wealth inside a peaceful mind, the way a cup of coffee steaming can feel like love in real time. So I won't hurry through this morning like it owes me something more. I'll let this hour be enough, and let there be a door. Slow morning light falling on the table like a blessing, making all the simple things feel holy in their resting. Slow morning light, show me how to want this day, not for all it promises, but just because it came. Maybe happiness is smaller than I once believed it had to be. Maybe it lives in quiet rooms and asks for nothing grand from me. Maybe it sits beside my coffee, warm as breath and clear as sky, and waits for me to finally notice it has been here the whole time. Slow morning light, stay with me a little longer. Teach my restless heart to soften, teach my weary mind to wander. Slow morning light, I don't need a brighter sign. Today is already beautiful, because this little life is mine. A paper cup, a passing smile, the way the rain stops right on time, the song that plays when no one asks, the warmth of both your hands and mine. These things don't ask to be remembered, they never shine too hard aloud, but somehow when the day is ending, they are the ones I think about. The steam goes up in silver ribbons, the window glows in cloudy blue, and all at once the room is telling me how much of life is gentle truth. I used to chase the bigger feeling, the kind that promised everything, but now I know the soul grows deeper through the smallest offerings. Maybe what I needed most was never far away, just hidden in the little moments I almost gave away. Little moments, little gold, little hands that hold the day, little songs and little silences that help the heart stay brave. Little moments passing by, soft enough to miss if I don't try, but when I stop and really see them, they shine brighter than the sky. A sweater warm from yesterday, the smell of bread from down the street, the quiet chair beside the window, the way tired feet find rest at last. No one writes grand songs about them, no one hangs them in a frame, but these are the threads that hold alive the simple pattern without a name. And when the harder nights surround me, when the world asks more than I can give, it's never glory that restores me, it's the tiny proofs that I still live. A kind word from a stranger's mouth, a patch of sun across the floor, the sound of cups in some cafe telling me to ask for more. Not more noise, not more speed, not more reasons to perform, just more room to feel the beauty of an ordinary fall. Little moments, little gold, little hands that hold the day, little songs and little silences that help the heart stay brave. Little moments passing by, soft enough to miss if I don't try, but when I stop and really see them, they shine brighter than the sky. If happiness is made of fragments, then maybe I am rich already, with all these quiet shining pieces that keep my breathing soft and steady. I don't need the world to turn into something wild and new, I just need one honest minute that feels tender and true. Little moments, little grace, little lights I almost missed, I will gather you like morning and hold you in my chest. Little moments stay with me, teach me what is worth my eyes, because the life I used to overlook is turning beautiful tonight. Beautiful tonight. I used to think that joy arrived with drums, with summer, with a sign, but now it comes in quieter ways, in coffee steam and borrowed time. A chair that fits, a room that hums, a window holding afternoon, the softness of a day unfolding without asking me to bloom too soon. The table isn't dressed for marriage, singing my name. And still I feel a kind of wonder moving gently through my veins. Not the kind that burns too brightly, not the kind that disappears. Just a slow and human gladness settling deeper through the years. I didn't know my heart was hungry for a peace this plain and true, until the ordinary opened and I walked right into you. A cup of ordinary joy, warming both my hands tonight. Not a dream and not a thunder, just a soft and steady light. A cup of ordinary joy, simple as the air I breathe. And somehow it is more than enough, more than enough for me. The spoon taps once against the porcelain. Somebody laughs by the door. Suddenly I feel the beauty of things I never praised before. The tired body finding stillness, the mind no longer at a race. The little comfort of being nowhere, that I have to prove my place. Maybe this is what maturing is, not losing wonder but refining it. Learning that the smallest mercies are often where the miracles sit. A free seat in a crowded room, a song arriving at the right time. The way my breathing slows itself when the evening falls in line. So let the world keep shining loudly. I have found another way to drink from all the little blessings that gather in a day. A cup of ordinary joy, warming both my hands tonight. Not a dream and not a thunder, just a soft and steady light. A cup of ordinary joy, simple as the air I breathe. And somehow it is more than enough, more than enough for me. I don't need a perfect ending, I don't need a dazzling view. I just need this hour to whisper that being here can still be good. And if tomorrow asks for courage, I will carry some from here, from this little cup of sweetness, from this room so bright and clear. A cup of ordinary joy, I raise it like a quiet toast to all the plain and precious things I almost lost the most. A cup of ordinary joy, and tonight I finally see the life I kept on waiting for was sitting here with me. Sitting here with me. Sun on the wooden floor, nothing else, and somehow everything. Just a square of gold by my shoes, where the afternoon begins to sing. No one planned this little beauty, no one framed it for display. It simply fell through common glass and made a poem out of the day. The room is warm with low conversation, cups and pages, coats and rain. And in the middle of this human hush, I feel my heartbeat calm again. It's strange, the things that mend us slowly. Not always hands, not always words, sometimes only light behaving gently in a way the soul has heard. I spent so long demanding wonder, come in forms too bright to keep. Now a little square of sunlight moves my whole me. I think of all the years I hurried, chasing what was far and rare, while afternoons were breaking open with this kind of answered prayer. A quiet drink, a waiting chair, the softness of a day half spent, the honest beauty of a body that can finally rest a little bent. The city outside keeps moving, there are places I am not, things unfinished, things uncertain, dreams I still have never caught. But today they do not own me. Today the sun is enough to hold, and I can feel a deeper richness than the one I used to call gold. So let this room remain unremarkable, let the hour pass without applause. I know now how the plainest moment can still leave a soul in awe. Sun on the wooden floor, teaching me what enough can be. Quiet, golden, unannounced, and still so full of mystery. Sun on the wooden floor, stay a moment more with me. I am learning how to love a life that doesn't need to dazzle me. Maybe heaven visits lightly, not in thunder but in beams, not in giant revelations but in gentleness between. And maybe all I really needed was to stop and let it pour, this humble glowing kind of grace. Sun on the wooden floor. Sun on the wooden floor, I will remember how you felt, how you made one common afternoon feel impossible to tell. Sun on the wooden floor, even when the light is gone, I will carry what you taught me. Small things can make us strong. Small things can make us strong. I didn't wake to trumpets singing, I didn't win or lose today. I just found a seat beside the window and watched the hours drift away. The coffee came, the music followed, a little breeze moved through the door, and for no reason I could measure, my heart felt richer than before. There's a softness to this kind of fortune, no spotlight, no one else can see, just a quiet sense that life is good in ways too plain for poetry. But maybe poetry was never only made for storms and stars. Maybe it belongs to small cafes and healing what the hurry mars. I used to call this nothing, now I know that name was wrong. Because peace that comes without a show can still be strong. This is the softest kind of lucky, a gentle day with room to breathe, a cup, a song, a little light, and enough stillness to feel me. This is the softest kind of lucky, the kind that does not ask for praise, but leaves the heart more open than 100 looks too small. Because peace that finds me gently is still grace after all. This is the softest kind of lucky, a gentle day with room to breathe, a cup of song, a little light, and enough stillness to feel me. This is the softest kind of lucky, the kind that does not ask for praise, but leaves the heart more open than 100 louder days. When the hard weeks come again, I will remember what is true, that luck is sometimes only this, a quiet place that sees you through, a body resting, thoughts uncoiling, the world not asking more than this. And somewhere in the ordinary, a deep and tender bliss. This is the softest kind of lucky, and I won't pass it by again. I'll hold it like a secret warmth that lives beneath the skin. This is the softest kind of lucky, and tonight I understand life can feel abundant with almost nothing in your hands. Just this afternoon, I learned how a quiet room can heal, how coffee and a little winter light can make the restless heart stand still. No one came to change my story, nothing new arrived to say, but something in me softened in the slow middle of the day. The window held a blurred out city, the table held my folded hands, and for a little while I stopped demanding life explain its plans. I let the air be only air, the song be only song, and somehow in that gentle not enough, I found where I belong. Maybe peace is not an answer, maybe it's a pause that lets me see that not every beautiful feeling has to fix everything in me. Just this afternoon, the world became kind enough, not perfect, not forever, just quiet, clear, and warm enough. Just this afternoon, I remembered how to be without the need for something bigger to finally rescue me. A child outside was running laughing, someone spilled a little cream, the kind of tiny broken beauty that never fits inside a dream. And yet it felt more true than dreaming, more honest than a bigger sign, because joy that enters through the ordinary feels deeper line by line. I've lived too much inside tomorrows, inside the next thing, next repair, but today asked only presence, and I found a little treasure there. Not in certainty or triumph, not in having all I need, but in the fact that here this afternoon I could sit and simply breathe. So I won't call this nothing, I won't brush it from my sleeve. I know now that passing peace is still a form of relief. Just this afternoon, the world became kind enough, not perfect, not forever, just quiet, clear, and warm enough. Just this afternoon, I remembered how to be without the need for something bigger beating inside a tired heart. Just this afternoon I found a soft